Welcome you back to Bradford Beach here in Milwaukee, Wisconsin on the Pro Beach Volleyball Tour. Getting ready for our final action. Chris Marlowe and Paul Sunderland. First referee for this one, Jim Leonard. Jim Leonard is up. And underneath will be Jeff Jordan. Jeff Jordan down below. There's JJ. Adam Johnson, Jose Loiola, Mike Dodd, Mike Whitmarsh. One game to 15. If Johnson and Loiola win that, then we go to a double final to 7.
Have to keep a very close eye on Adam Johnson and see how he starts. He's got a big bandage on his left arm where he's taken a couple of IV treatments so far during the course of the tournament today. Dodd back to serve. Dodd and Whitmarsh looking for their 5th win on the year.
Loiola cuts it inside.
I mean, on the Miller Lite AVP Tour, of course, they won the F5VB championship last week. A huge win for Dodd and Whitmarsh.
There's Jose Loiola, 6'4", 210, great wheels to jump, 25 years old.
Loyola's going to have to do a lot. What I mean by that is Adam Johnson is clearly fatigued. Otherwise, he wouldn't be taking the IV treatment. There you see the bandage on his left arm that I alluded to just a moment ago. And Loiola's going to have to really take it on his head to jump serve and do a lot of big things. There you see big Mike Whitmarsh. 6'7", can dominate a match. Adam Johnson sneaking it inside him for the side out.
Mike Whitmarsh splitting $20,000 with Mike Dodd last week. You look at Adam Johnson, he has won $105,000 this year, $800,000 in his career as that jump serve is into the net.
Now you look at their trek. I'm talking about Adam Johnson and Jose Loiola. First round beat Guimaraes and Seligson. There's the ageless wonder Mike Dodd, 68 career wins. He's already won here a number of times. We'll detail those years for you. But Loiola and Johnson beat Guimaraes and Seligson, then Brajvic and Verbalovic 15-9, and then a fairly easy time against Van Oymelwan and Ludies. And then they beat Jansen Powers in the semis, and then the marathon against the same pair, Dodd and Whitmarsh, in the finals of the winners bracket. Eventually, after 4 sudden death sessions, 14-13, Dodd and Whitmarsh won it.
No score so far. Could be first point. No! 6'7" Mike Whitmarsh with the rejection.
Hanging the first piece of drywall against Jose Loiola. Whitmarsh, I'll tell you, doing such a great job of moving his hands. Not a static blocker at all. He's up there aggressively getting in front of the path of the ball.
Dodd off him, out of bounds. And the side out. Mentioned Mike Dodd winning here. He did it in 1987, 88, and 89 with Tim Hovland. Hovland finishing 4th this week. 1990, St. John Smith, Randy Stoklos picked up the win. Then in 1991, Ricky Ludies, Adam Johnson, Karai Steffes, 92, 93, and last year, Brent Frohoff and Ricky Ludies. So Dodd and Whitmarsh certainly the favorite in this one. They come in rested. Talked a little about their serving game. Dodd is ranked 87th in the Powerade serving contest. Whitmarsh is even worse, 93. And yet, as Paul told you, 4 wins on the AVP Tour, 1 on the international circuit. They are a great team together. Whitmarsh got his paw on it.
I thought I saw a little pinky block. Mike Whitmarsh again reaching way into the angle, getting that one. Watch where this one goes. Sharp cross court, and Whit again, I'll tell you, he broad jumps into the angle, takes up a lot of area. Those serving numbers, want to get back to those. Everybody says out on the AVP Tour, impossible to win without a great jump serve. I'll tell you, Dodd and Whit dispel all of that.
Little cut shot, Whitmarsh is there. 1-0, could be 2-0. And it is.
Tell you, Whitmarsh did not get a good set from Mike Dodd. Watch where this set goes. He's at about the 10-foot line. He's at about the 9.5-foot line, and Whitmarsh makes do, hitting at the retreating blocker.
Dodd with the serve, leading 2-0. Johnson, and Johnson spinning it by the block. Keep an eye on Johnson, as Paul told you, may be fatigued. Shooting the ball so far, he's not hit one yet.
AJ's had, of course, he's had a lot of injuries this year. He's had the strained groin and the strained abdominal muscle. Says he can't train with quite the intensity that he has in years past.
Dodd downtown. You know, I really think if Johnson and Loyola have any chance in this final, they should let Loyola block every time and Johnson play defense.
Yeah, I agree with that.
He's barely getting off the ground at the net.
Yeah, I agree with that. Have Loyola block every ball. He certainly looks the fresher of the two.
And Johnson's into the bottom of the net. So Johnson trying to ward off fatigue. Remember that he had his heat and dehydration problems in Baltimore. He had some problems in Belmar, New Jersey last week.
Not a lot of lift on that particular play. Smart play by Loyola. Hitting the ball on two. Try to do as much as he possibly can to take pressure and take effort away from his partner, Adam Johnson.
So AJ will serve it in the red top. Good. Here comes Whitmarsh. And Whitmarsh smacks it across court. Mike Whitmarsh is now 33 years old. Played collegiately at the University of San Diego on their basketball team. A fabulous basketball player. Said lack of an outside jump shot prevented him from playing in the NBA. You see, he was drafted by Portland, the last cut of Minnesota back in '89 after playing 3 years in Germany. That's trouble. Big trouble. No way out of that closet set.
I'll tell you, the closet is closed, and right here, the lights are out. You can see AJ, although he's jumping, not a lot of snap out of the legs. He's not getting out of the sand very quickly.
But that was a horrible set.
Yeah, way too tight, but AJ's got to just pokey that into the block. You can't just allow yourself to get stuck.
Loyola reams it out of bounds. And at the first turn, timeout is called. Johnson and Loyola off to a horrible start. Dodd and Whitmarsh smoking. They lead it 5-zip. Marvette's over here. He's going to go over to the Marvettes and get on. Yeah, we're here to see Marvin dance. All right. 8-2 is our score. Dodd and Whitmarsh with the 6-point lead. Marlowe and Sunderland with you. Been all Dodd and Whitmarsh since they got a 7-0 lead. Jose Loyola serving. Dodd with big thunder.
Much like the difficulty Kirai and Steffes had against Johnson and Loyola in the match before in the finals of the losers. Who are you going to serve to get points against in a hurry? Adam Johnson is fatigued. You got to score quickly.
Ball spiked out of bounds. Paul, you alluded to the fact that Johnson and Loyola needed 5 aces to win. How are they doing?
Well, they're doing not so great. They have 0 so far. Adam Johnson not going to be able to serve quite as tough because they're working on him and he's fatigued. Loyola's got to start going for some sidelines to get back into this. Dodd for another score, and he gets it.
Dodd and Whitmarsh doing it with defense and blocking.
Oh, but they've always had great balance, except for their ability to serve, where they're quite frankly pretty pathetic when you look at the power ace standings of aces per game. I mean, they're down in the 80s and 90s, but they do it with defense. They do it with an ability to side out. They got great chemistry, good karma, everything else, and they play the minimum number of games week in, week out.
We alluded to the problems that Adam Johnson has had this year with heat and dehydration. How does he get through that? Does he need to get in better shape? Is it a matter of healing up? What do you think, Paul?
Well, in speaking with Adam a number of times this summer, I think that the strained abdominal muscle, and the groin has really stopped him from training the way he would normally like to. He's never had this sort of problem in the past. I mean, you know, maybe like at the King of the Beach last year when it was really oppressive and very hot, and a number of other players had problems at the King of the Beach the year before. But I'll tell you, with August rolling around, you want to have your fitness and your confidence and everything else going up, not going down. So if I were Adam Johnson, I'd be very concerned.
10-2 is our score. Johnson and Loyola trailing Mike Dodd and Mike Whitmarsh. Whitmarsh and Dodd, one of the only teams on the AVP tour to stay together the entire year. And it's really paid off for them. They're having a marvelous year. You add up all their money, including FIVB, and they're over $160,000 as Johnson loops it out of bounds. This one's turned into a runaway. The inability of Adam Johnson to put the ball away. He's fatigued. He came in with IV treatment, and Dodd and Whitmarsh are working him over.
Do we talk about single elimination again? Is this good for the sport for one team to get such a long rest with all the travel and hot, humid temperatures? I mean, Dodd and Whitmarsh have earned this lead, and with this format, they've earned the long rest by winning some big matches this weekend, but blowouts in the finals are not healthy. We had one last week in Belmar. We also had one in Hermosa on the FIVB tour.
12-2, Dodd and Whitmarsh lead it. So you're saying the problem could be the format of the tournament, not the fitness of the players.
All right, wait a minute. At this point in time, in this point in time, how popular pro beach volleyball has become, the fans, paid attendance, television sponsorship, everything else. You want the finals, the championship, to be the best possible match. And I think you increase those odds to a single elimination.
Nice up by Johnson. And he netted it. No point, he netted it.
What do you think?
I think it's a combination of both. Apparently, the format with double elimination is Jim Leonard making that call. The format is too strenuous for a team to come back through the contenders bracket and really offer a serious challenge, unless that team is the best team in the tournament. That ball out of bounds. We'll talk more about it when we come back. This one's a rout. 4:15 to play. Dodd and Whitmarsh by 11. Akatubby and Stoklos, the dialogue was hot and heavy in this one, Paul.
A lot of jawing going on. Of course, Brian Lewis, Randy Stoklos, former partners, now rivals. But Stoklos and Akatubby, I'll tell you, they passed and set with the best of them. They went on and dominated this quarterfinal match.
Another very interesting winners bracket match. Dodd and Whitmarsh against Hansen and Young.
If Chris Young could have gotten that side out, the ball past Mike Whitmarsh, they would have won. But we go in to sudden death, the first serve of sudden death, and Mike Whitmarsh against Chris Young, and there's the winner, 13-12, and that would be the first stroke of luck, or skill as you might have it. Hovland and Anginio, this against Powers and Jantz. Jantz and Powers playing good volleyball throughout the weekend. Of course, they beat Kirai and Steffes in the round before the quarterfinals, and Hovland and Anginio also playing very well. Adam Johnson and his partner, of course, Loiola, playing against Ricky Ludes and Eric Fenoy Moana, who really struggled this weekend. Loiola and Adam Johnson were just flawless. The beginning of this tournament fatigue as we moved along just a little bit, and this was the finals of the winners. This was the match that really decided who was going to win this tournament. You had Mike Whitmarsh, Mike Dodd into over 2 minutes of sudden death, and that finally did it. Dodd and Whitmarsh win the winners bracket.
In the championship final, it has been all Dodd and Whitmarsh, leading 13-2. Johnson is exhausted. Loiola is frustrated, and this one is just about over. Dodd, yes. Nice play. Whitmarsh turning. No!
Wonderful rally and good effort by Jose Loiola. And look at this play by Whit. Timber! He knew he didn't have time to turn and get it, so he just laid back, pokeyed that up, but could not keep the ball in play. And we got wonderful crowds here in Milwaukee, very much appreciative of the effort of the players.
22nd timeout taken by Dodd and Whitmarsh after the long run. You know, even though this is really a crummy match, it's pretty crummy. The crowd has been unbelievable.
Well, huge crowds here throughout the course of the weekend, and on the off courts just packed in. And the verbal duel between Brian Lewis and Bill Bullion and Akatubby and Stoklos. There are about 3,000 people over there enjoying every second of it.
Mike Whitmarsh looking for his 11th victory on tour, and he's just 2 points away. Johnson serving, trailing 13-2. Been a very anticlimactic final. Whitmarsh sizzles it cross court.
People used to think, you know, that Whitmarsh was pretty easy to read, easy to dig. I remember when Adam Johnson and Ricky Ludes beat John Hanley and Mike Whitmarsh here, and I asked him after the match, why did you serve Whit? He says, hey, he hits cross court every time. He's easy to read. That's not the case anymore. He moves it around very well.
Long time ago. That makes it 14-2. That was back in 1991. Whitmarsh developing into one of the big stars on the AVP Tour. So first championship point coming up against Johnson and Loiola.
5 unforced errors for AJ in a tired-looking match.
And Loiola hits it on the line.
Loiola.
Jose to serve it up. Nice serve, ace. You know, Randy Stoklos told me something very interesting, Paul. He said, when you're up really big or you're down really big, just serve it hard so you get some aces so you have a chance to win the Powerade serving contest.
Well, it's only worth $80,000 overall and 20 to the winner. So certainly not bad strategy.
Right, and Loiola's definitely in the hunt. He's 5th currently. Johnson is 3rd. So Loiola, he's just going for a couple ace winners here.
Hey,
maybe give his team a little life.
Well, this match is in the hopper.
Yeah.
It's an obvious statement. 14-3 lead, and Dodd and Whitmarsh playing outstanding volleyball.
Working on Johnson, looking for the championship. And this could be it. Whitmarsh, no. Should have tried to slap it over. Could not.
AJ, back to serve.
Adam Johnson trailing 14-3. Pretty good block there.
No doubt about the spring in Jose Loiola's legs.
The Vicar of verticality.
The
Or is it the
Viscount?
Vicar? I would say the Vicar since I've been going with that.
How about the Viscount?
Or the Vicuna. 14-4. Johnson, Loiola on his way. May have touched the ball.
Yeah, he touched it on the way by on the block. That's why he had to try to send it over rather than set his partner, and missed it just wide.
He just joined us this week, marking the return of Kent Steffes on tour, teaming with Karchgarai to finish 3rd.
After going into the losers bracket in the 2nd round.
Right. Played a lot of matches, and Johnson whacks it down the line.
Al Jansen, Pat Powers had their best tournament of the year. They finished in 5th. Tim Hovland and Anginio also playing extremely well. And Stokey and Ack looked great at times. And then when they played Steffes and Kirai, it was just a side-out war that Steffes and Kirai won.
Another championship point coming up for Mike Dodd and Mike Whitmarsh. So Mr. Club himself, Mike Whitmarsh with the serve. And one thing I like about Loiola, he never gives up.
No, not
really tries hard.
He doesn't look at the scoreboard very often.
Very
maybe
admirable.
at the very end, and he's just going to keep playing as hard as he possibly can and focus on the opposition.
14-4. Dodd and Whitmarsh by 10.
Line.
14-5. As Jose Loiola continues his fine play.
His 3rd stuff block. Mike Whitmarsh has 5. Pretty good duel there.
Dodd on the back line, side out. Mike Dodd with 68 career wins. He's 5th on the all-time list behind St. John Smith, Randy Stokelos, Karch Karai, and Kent Steffes. And a little loopy by Johnson, side out. Fans are dying to see a comeback. Loiola serving, trailing 14-5. There's that line shot you alluded to that Mike Whitmarsh has really improved.
Yeah, he's really learned to cuff it down the line, and he's got the nice pokey over the top and uses his height and extension to tap the ball down right over the blocker and well away from the defense.
And Whitmarsh again for the championship. Dodd, spectacular dig, but Whit can't get there. Ran out of room. Just a program reminder for this coming week. Miller Lite AVP Pro Beach Volleyball will be on live two-day coverage. Live two-day coverage, Saturday and Sunday from Seal Beach, California. So check your local listings for the times in your area. Paul and I will be there. Should be another interesting tournament. Whitmarsh puts it away. You think most of the teams will remain the same?
Yes, I think they'll all remain the same,
Okay.
at least in the upper echelon. One team that's been struggling of late, Troy Tanner and Wes Welch, very displeased with their performances the last several weeks.
I think they got a 17th this week, didn't they?
Yeah, we'll have to check that in the standings, get to another match point.
Serving.
14-5 is our score as Dodd and Whitmarsh just waiting for an error, waiting for the last play of this one as the clock has gone to 2:13.
Yeah, they took a 17.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Third last week, but in a lighter field. But this one was full of horses, and these are the two teams in the finals. Dodd and Whitmarsh way out.
Back at Bradford Beach in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, the Miller Lite Open. Chris Marlowe, Paul Sunderland, Mike Dodd, and Mike Whitmarsh have had 7 championship points trying to put away Jose Loiola and Adam Johnson. Haven't done it yet. It's now 14-6 after it was 14-2. Loyola's kind of led the resurgence. He's really forced Johnson into playing harder and better.
Well, AJ was not very good at the beginning of this game, no doubt about that. Came out looking tired, and if he's getting his second win now, it's too little too late.
Dodd, Loiola got it up. Loyola's there, and Loiola puts it away. I think Dodd and Whitmarsh have just lost their concentration.
Well, they thought it was over. Up, what was it, 14-2 when they had their first opportunity to serve for the match, and they considered this one in the hopper.
Well, if there's a man that's turned her around, it's Jose Loiola.
Blocking, serving very well.
14-7 now.
And Dodd Whitmarsh going to talk about it a little bit here. Let's get it back together. Let's finish this thing out, take care of business. We've had a wonderful tournament. It's sometimes very lucky with the 2 sudden death victories, particularly after they were trailing 12-9 with 24 seconds left.
8th championship point. And Johnson sneaks one through.
AJ's been served. Take a guess. I know the number. You take a guess.
Out of 25 times.
32 times.
Okay.
Jose Loiola?
Loyola's got 6.
You're right.
Was that right?
Yes, I've got it written down right here.
I'm good.
Yeah, you cheat.
I didn't see it. I swear.
Yeah, right.
That ball out of bounds. So Mike Dodd is going to trudge back. He's trying to win his 69th tournament. He can do it right now. Mike Whitmarsh can win his 11th and break out of a tie with Scott Akatubby on the all-time list. This could be it. Dodd spinning it up. That's going to be it, I think. Whitmarsh got a piece of it. Johnson poached it up, and that will do it. Whitmarsh and Dodd, their 5th win on the AVP Tour, their 6th win overall. Sunderland's on his way to the beach as Dodd and Whitmarsh celebrate. The final 15-7. We're coming back. More Miller Lite AVP volleyball after this.